Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're plunging into a topic that, well, it resonates with so many of us, especially if you're navigating a new language. We're talking about how to truly connect and, talk to people in English.
Yeah.
If you've ever felt that knot of fear, that sudden anxiety that just makes your mind go blank when you try to speak.
Oh, yeah, that feeling.
Or is that immense pressure to be absolutely perfect? You are definitely not alone. We know that feeling.
We do.
So today, we're not really going to dissect grammar rules or verb tenses. That's not the plan.
Yeah.
Instead, we're going to uncover something much more foundational, something that can unlock a whole new level of confidence.
That's right.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into a collection of really profound insights on overcoming that fear and, even better, building real, genuine connections through English.
And that's precisely the core mission of this deep dive, isn't it?
Sure.
To sort of challenge everything you might have thought about learning a new language.
Right.
Our source material for today, particularly these really powerful excerpts from How to Talk to People in English, they offer such a refreshing perspective. They emphasize a truly crucial truth. Communication isn't about perfection. It's about connection.
Connection. I like that.
Think about that for a moment. It's not just some feel-good phrase. It's a profound reframe. It fundamentally changes how you approach every single conversation.
Oh, okay.
It means every, stutter, every forgotten word. It isn't a failure. It's just part of the messy, beautiful act of connecting.
Messy but beautiful.
Exactly. So this deep dive isn't merely about what words to say, but how you approach the entire experience of speaking.
The whole mindset.
The whole mindset. We're pretty confident you're going to have some real aha moments today.
Yeah.
Yeah, followed by practical takeaways you can start applying right away.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into that foundational idea, which the source lays out so clearly as the mindset shift. You might instinctively think, like most people do, that speaking English well means perfect grammar, huge vocabulary, sounding exactly like a native speaker.
Right, the usual pressures.
Exactly. That's the common misconception, isn't it? It's what paralyzes so many people. But here's the game-changing truth from the source. Communication is not about perfection. It's about connection.
There it is again. Connection.
Yeah. And the fear of making mistakes holds people back, but in reality, the material suggests most people are just happy that you're trying.
That's such a key point.
Isn't it? Even native speakers trip over their words or make grammar mistakes all the time.
Oh, constantly. Trust me.
So the new goal, as this research powerfully states, is to stop aiming to be perfect. Start aiming to be understood.
Be understood. That's the goal.
That really sounds like it could take a huge weight off, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And the practical implications of that mindset shift are profound.
How so?
Well, the sources clarified that fluency isn't about speaking quickly. Not at all. It means being able to express your thoughts smoothly, even if you speak slowly. Pauses. Totally normal.
Right.
Taking your time to find words is just part of the process. You're still communicating effectively.
Good point.
It also powerfully reinforces that it's absolutely okay to use simple words.
Ah, this is interesting.
Yeah, this is where it gets fascinating because it fundamentally changes how you approach learning altogether.
Right.
Instead of trying to remember some complex phrase like, I am extremely enthusiastic about photography.
Which sounds a bit stiff anyway.
Exactly. You can simply say, I really like taking pictures.
Much more natural.
Or instead of, the weather today is delightful, just, it's a nice day. Simple, clear language
Right.
often makes you sound more natural and, believe it or not, more confident. And maybe most importantly, the research highlights that mistakes are your teachers.
Your teachers? How?
Imagine having a personal coach for every single word you say wrong. That's essentially what the material is saying about mistakes. They're not errors to be ashamed of. They're immediate, personalized data points telling your brain exactly where to improve next.
Like instant feedback.
Exactly. Like a free English lesson tailored just for you instantly.
Wow.
And for that nagging worry about judgment, the insight is clear. The people who truly matter won't judge you. They will support you.
That's reassuring.
Definitely. This also applies to that challenge of thinking directly in English versus translating.
Oh, yeah, the translation trap.
Right. The sources encourage simple mental exercises, like describe your daily actions to yourself. I am waking up now. I am making coffee.
Just narrating your life.
Basically, it trains your brain to connect directly with English, skipping that often slow and frustrating translation step.
That's incredibly liberating. But, for many listeners, even with that new brave mindset, those first words can still feel like climbing Everest.
Oh, absolutely. That first step is huge.
How do our sources address that very real hurdle of simply beginning a conversation naturally?
Great question. The material offers a pretty practical roadmap for those daunting first words.
Okay.
And the core message is clear. You don't need to be clever. You just need to be friendly and confident.
Friendly and confident. Got it.
It shares essential greetings, the basics. Hi, hello, hey, good morning.
Simple stuff.
Yeah, simple, real openings like, hi, how's your day going? Nothing complicated.
Right.
Then there's the concept of icebreakers. Simple questions or comments designed to just melt that initial silence.
Like what?
Things like, is this your first time here?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe comment on something observational. I like your jacket. Where did you get it?
Okay.
Even something as universal as, the weather's really nice today, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are just easy entry points. They don't demand perfection, just a willingness to connect.
Right. Just opening the door or crack.
Exactly.
And building on that, once you've actually started, how do you move beyond that initial hi or nice weather to keep the conversation flowing without it feeling like, an interrogation?
Ah, yes. Avoiding the interrogation. That's where the insights truly shine.
Okay.
Here's a surprising truth the sources point out. Good speakers are actually good listeners.
Listening is key.
It's absolutely key to showing genuine interest and keeping the momentum going.
Right.
The material explains the crucial difference between open-ended versus closed questions.
Okay, explain that.
So a closed question, like, do you like pizza? Usually gets a simple yes or no.
Okay, awkward silence maybe?
Potentially, yeah. It could put up a wall.
Yeah.
But an open-ended question, that's an invitation.
Yeah.
It's like opening a door wide into their thoughts, feelings, experiences.
So instead of an interview?
It becomes a genuine exploration. Common open-ended question starters are things like what, where, when, why, how, or tell me about.
Let's give an example.
Like instead of do you have hobbies, try what do you usually do on weekends? See the difference?
Yeah, much more room to talk.
Exactly. And to keep digging deeper, the power of follow-up questions is emphasized. If someone says they like hiking, a great follow-up is, oh, really? Where do you usually go hiking? It's like stepping stones, keeps the rhythm going. And while they're speaking, the material suggests using polite reactions and active listening phrases. Like, really? Or, wow, that sounds amazing.
Showing you're engaged.
Precisely.
Right.
And it talks about the dance of conversation. It's not just asking questions.
Oh.
No, it means also sharing something about yourself after the other person speaks. Make it a two-way exchange, not a one-sided interview.
Right. Balance it out.
Balance it out.
Yeah.
Finally, the use of softeners, phrases like, I was wondering, or, would you mind telling me? They make your language smoother, more polite.
Softer. Like a cushioning.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Cushioning in a conversation instead of a blunt tell me about, which can feel demanding.
Right.
I was wondering if you could tell me about. It invites rather than commands. Much warmer.
Okay, so you've got your icebreakers, your open questions, follow-ups you're sharing. But despite all that, we still hit one of those dreaded, awkward silences sometimes. The kind that make you freeze up. What then?
Ah, yes. The silence. It happens. The material directly addresses this.
Good.
It suggests graceful transitions. If a pause feels uncomfortable, you can gently shift topics.
Like how?
Just something simple like, by the way, have you seen any good movies lately? Or, oh, that reminds me of, it keeps the energy moving without feeling forced or like you're panicking.
So it's about having a couple of those back pocket transitions ready.
Exactly. It's about confidence in handling the moment, not having a perfect script where silence never happens.
Right, right. Okay, that's brilliant. Let's shift our focus a bit to a part of daily communication that often gets a bad rap, but is actually vital.
Small talk.
Ah, small talk. The unsung hero.
Right. People often dismiss it as boring or useless, but here's the powerful truth from our sources. Small talk is the gateway to deeper conversation.
It really is. It helps you practice speaking in low-pressure situations, right? Builds confidence with simple phrases, improves your listening skills.
And helps you make those initial connections. It's your secret weapon.
It happens everywhere, too. The material lists some really easy, safe topics for small talk.
Like what?
The weather, obviously. It's really hot today, isn't it? Always work.
We can't go wrong with the weather.
Daily life and routines. How's your day going? Food and drinks. Do you have a favorite coffee place around here?
Mm-hmm. Common ground?
Weekend plans or free time? Got any plans for the weekend? And entertainment. Seen any good movies lately?
These are all safe, familiar, universally relatable entry points. Great starting blocks.
Exactly.
And then for those moments of higher anxiety, the sources tackle that classic question, what to say when you don't know what to say.
Oh, this is a big one. Everyone's been there.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And our sources are very reassuring here. They say this is completely normal. It happens to everyone, even native speakers.
Okay, that helps already.
The difference is, fluent speakers usually have tools to manage it.
Tools? Like what kind of tools?
Practical strategies, like using fillers to buy time. Well, let me see. That's a good question.
So those ums and ahs can actually be useful.
They can be.
Oh.
They're not just empty sounds. They're subtle signals that you're processing, thinking, engaged. Buys you valuable seconds to compose your thoughts.
Okay, what else?
Another crucial tool is asking for repetition or clarification. Don't be afraid to say, sorry, could you say that again? Or, what does word mean?
Right, it's not a sign of weakness.
Not at all. It shows you're actively trying to understand, which people genuinely appreciate.
Good point.
And if you forget a word, just use simple words instead of fancy ones. Forget exhausted. Say very tired.
Okay.
Forget vegetarian. Say I don't eat meat. Or you can even describe the word you're looking for.
Describe it like it's the thing you used to.
Exactly. People are usually happy to help you find the word. And being honest and keeping it light helps too. Saying, I'm still learning English, shows courage, not weakness.
Better than apologizing for bad English.
Much better. And if you're truly stuck or uncomfortable with a topic, you can gently redirect the conversation. We talked about transitions earlier.
Right.
The material powerfully reinforces that the biggest challenge is not your vocabulary, it's your fear.
Fear is the real obstacle.
But it's by pushing through these very moments, these uncomfortable pauses, that you truly build fluency and resilience.
It's clear that communication is so much more than just the words themselves, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's about expressing yourself fully, understanding others, which brings us naturally to expressing opinions and feelings naturally.
Yes, getting personal in a good way.
Why does this matter so much in conversation?
Because it makes conversations real, personal, much more engaging than just exchanging facts.
Right. So how do we do that comfortably?
Our sources provide simple phrases to express your thoughts. I think. I feel like. In my opinion, very straightforward.
Okay. And agreeing.
Keep it simple again. I agree. Exactly. You're right. Shows you're on the same page.
But what about when you don't agree? That can feel tricky.
It can. The material gives us crucial phrases for disagreeing without being rude. Things like, I'm not sure I agree, or I see what you mean, but
Softer ways to state a difference.
precisely. Gentle disagreement. And talking about emotions doesn't need to be complicated either.
No.
No, just simple statements. I'm happy about that, or I'm excited for the weekend, or I feel really tired today. Simple, yet immensely powerful in building rapport.
It makes you seem more human, more relatable.
Exactly. And to underscore that point, the sources dive into the equally important realm of tone and body language.
Ah, the nonverbal stuff.
Right, and this is where communication gets truly fascinating because, as the research reveals, more than half of communication is nonverbal.
More than half. Wow.
Think about the simple phrase, I'm fine.
Okay.
If you say it with a genuine smile, a light tone, it means one thing, right? You're actually fine.
Yeah?
But if you say, I'm fine, with a flat, cold voice, maybe looking away, arms crossed.
Means the exact opposite.
Totally different meaning. That's the profound power of tone of voice.
Okay. And body language.
And that includes things like your facial expressions. A smile shows friendliness. A frown can show confusion or concern. Eye contact is important for confidence and attention, but you don't want to stare intensely.
Right, find a balance.
Gestures, too. Hand movements can add energy, but keep them calm and respectful, culturally appropriate. And posture, sitting or standing tall, shows confidence. Even personal space matters. The sources mention about an arm's length is common in many English-speaking cultures.
Good to know.
The key takeaway here is to try and match your tone and words for genuine connection.
What do you mean, match them?
Well, if your words say one thing like, I'm happy to be here, but your body language or tone says, I'm bored and miserable, people pick up on that disconnect.
Right, they trust the nonverbal more.
Often, yes.
Yeah.
You can improve by watching videos with the sound off sometimes, try to guess emotions, practice different tones yourself, maybe record yourself speaking, ask for feedback. It really raises an important question. Are you speaking with just words, or are you communicating with your whole self?
That's a powerful way to frame it. And speaking of powerful thoughts, let's shift focus now to what is often the biggest internal hurdle for many learners.
Okay.
Turning mistakes into confidence.
Ah, the M word. Mistakes.
Right. Our sources boldly state, mistakes are not the enemy, fear is.
Fear is the enemy, not the mistake itself.
They explain how mistakes are actually a sign of progress. Think about that. They mean you're trying, you're experimenting, stepping out of your comfort zone.
If you're not making mistakes, you're probably not pushing yourself enough.
Exactly. And here's the surprising twist. The material suggests learning from corrections and seeing them not as failure, but as a free English lesson.
A free lesson. I love that framing.
Isn't it great? Every correction is like a personalized tutorial just for you.
Okay.
It advises against those common phrases like, sorry, my English is bad.
Yeah, ditch those.
Instead, use confident statements like, I'm still learning English. Much more positive.
Show self-awareness, not apology.
And when mistakes happen, using a little humor can really break the tension for you and the other person.
Laughing it off helps.
Definitely. Ultimately, the focus should be on communication, not perfection. Fluent speakers, even native ones, aren't error-free. They're just good at fixing mistakes gracefully and continuing the conversation.
It's about graceful recovery, not error avoidance. That's a key distinction.
Totally.
And this idea of embracing mistakes, it naturally flows into the broader goal of building deeper connections.
Moving beyond just chit-chat.
Exactly. True connection, as the sources explain, goes beyond simple exchanges. It's about sharing life, feelings, values.
Okay.
It reinforces the importance, again, of listening more than you speak. Actively showing interest with phrases like, I see, or that makes sense.
Really tuning in.
Yeah. This isn't just about being polite. It's about absorbing what the other person is saying. That allows you to ask meaningful follow-up questions and show genuine empathy.
Yeah.
You're encouraged to share personal stories to build bonds, even small, simple ones. It creates vulnerability and trust.
And making yourself known, too.
Exactly. Think about expressing empathy and support. Phrases like, "I'm sorry you had to go through that," or maybe sharing a similar experience you had.
Connecting on an emotional level.
Yes. Kindness, genuine compliments, using humor, these are all powerful tools for connection too.
Mm-hmm.
And crucially, it stresses the importance of being yourself, your authentic self, and respecting differences, even when you're communicating in a new language. Authenticity truly resonates.
Okay, so we've covered mindset, starting, continuing, handling bumps, nonverbals, mistakes, deeper connections. With all these incredible insights and shifts, how do we make it stick? How do we actually do this?
Right, the doing part.
The material brings it all together with very practical advice. Practicing English every day.
Consistency is key,
The core message is simple. Make English a natural part of your everyday life.
not just study time.
Exactly. This
Okay.
isn't about rigid study hours locked away somewhere. It's about finding organic moments everywhere.
Okay, like what?
Our sources give us realistic ways. Listening to English podcasts like this one, or music while commuting,
Using downtime.
labeling objects at home in English, reading English recipes in the kitchen, even just thinking in English during breaks at work or school.
Integrating it.
Technology is a huge ally too, right? Language apps, YouTube videos with subtitles on topics you enjoy, engaging with online communities or forums.
So many resources now.
The sources even recommend practicing speaking daily, even if it's just talking to yourself in a mirror or recording your voice on your phone.
Getting the mouth muscles working.
Yeah. Set small, achievable goals. Like, today I'll learn 5 new words, or I'll use 1 new phrase I learned. Small wins build momentum.
Definitely.
Active listening, really focusing on main ideas when you hear English, noticing new words.
Oh.
And of course, reading and writing a little every day.
Even short bits help.
A short journal entry, a social media post in English. It all reinforces everything. And finding a practice buddy or joining a conversation group, fantastic way to get real-time interaction.
And get those free English lessons we talked about.
Exactly. Creates a safe space to try things out.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just consolidate the powerful transformation we've uncovered here.
Okay.
It's really a journey from, fear and self-consciousness to confident communication.
Yeah.
And this journey isn't about striving for some elusive, flawless perfection. That's not the goal.
No.
It's about taking action, putting in consistent effort, and relentlessly focusing on clarity. And that word again, connection.
Connection.
We've connected the dots today for that fundamental mindset shift to gracefully managing conversations, embracing mistakes as invaluable learning opportunities, and finally building real, meaningful connections through consistent natural practice. It all boils down to engaging with the language in ways that feel authentic to you, making it truly yours.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener, listening right now?
Yeah.
It means your English doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful. It just needs to be yours. Authentic. Real.
That's it.
So, here's a thought to leave you with. What simple, imperfect conversation will you bravely start today? Remember, the magic really begins the moment you try.